Hello, my tea happeners. I am so glad you guys are here with me today. My guest today is phenomenal, extraordinary, and just a handsome go-getter young man. I just love him already, and you guys will too. Welcome to They Made It Happen, Tre Bias. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So, Tre, can I call you Tre?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, he says. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from and a little bit about your background.
I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. That's probably like an hour and a half away from Houston. I currently live in Houston at the moment, but I was born like this. I was born with no hands and one leg actually. I actually have a prosthetic leg as well. So uh, there's no specific reason, no cause, no effect. I was just born like this, and like your show say, I just make it happen.
All right, okay, you about to do that. Yes. And when he said that he makes it happen, he does. This young man, I have seen him play basketball. I have seen him drive a car. He's been on radio shows. He's at clubs, getting it in, doing his doggone thing. So, am I right, Trey? You know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, you telling the truth. You telling the truth.
He he feels like there is nothing too hard, too difficult for him to accomplish in his life or to try and do. So Trey, when did you first know that you could play basketball?
That was kind of little kid because I have two brothers as well. I have an older brother and a younger brother, and my younger brother was kind of like the basketball star of the family. So it was just like I kind of always wanted to run behind him, do him. That's kind of how the drum situation started too. But as far as just the basketball thing, it was just I've been told all my life that I can't, and just hearing that word makes me want to do it anyway. So
Right.
I always had a love for sports in general, basketball being my favorite. I just wanted to play. But my mom and dad was just like, it's too competitive, it's too serious, too fast. So, and as I got older, I kind of did it anyway, recreational. But the fact that I still play full games, full 5-on-5, and it still kind of blow their mind to this day. But
Right. Right. And you ain't no
yeah,
joke
so
out there either. So don't even think that because he's no joke out there. He plays basketball with the rest of them. So Trey, tell me a little bit more about specifically what you can and cannot do, or what the difficulties or issues that you may have had in your life trying to overcome certain things and trying to make some things happen for you.
as far as the can'ts, I mean, we all waiting to see what that is. I mean, of course, there's the physically can like the certain things like man with the I don't really know how to explain it, quote unquote, but I do everything that everybody else does, just different.
Right.
So
So you
every
heard
time I
that.
come up,
You heard that. There's nothing that he can't do. He does it differently. I like that. You go.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it just take me a little longer sometimes to do certain things, or I have to do it in a way that people aren't accustomed as to seeing it being done, but I get it done. I live by myself a while. Me and my cousin have our own apartment. Traveled. I take care of myself, so it's like I don't have nobody taking care of me.
Mhm.
Because most people think that too. But
Right, right. They
so
would, yeah, yeah. I can see why they would think that because, like you said, I don't know if you guys count that or not, but he has no hands and he has one prosthetic leg and one good leg, full torso and
mhm,
everything else. And he's handsome. You
mhm.
will see them on my YouTube. He's cutie pie. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're welcome. So tell me what in life do you feel like, okay, this is the one thing that I'm going to do and you're going to make that happen? What one thing is that you see in the horizon in your future?
The one thing that I just see myself doing, and I know that I'm gonna make that happen, is everything I put my mind to, and that's simply because of the fact of like, of course, people in my situation or people born different kind of get put in like they kind of get stereotyped, but not on purpose though. I don't charge it to everybody's heart, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody know. When you see somebody with a physical disability, you're gonna automatically assume like, okay, well, how does he do this? Or he can't do this. And I want to break that narrative. I want to be that person to break that narrative for everybody, not even people with just physical disability, but just people that'll be quote unquote, because I'm a sports fan, the underdog always in life, you know? So I want to be able to break that narrative. And that's the one thing that I set out to do in my goal in my whole journey with everything I do. So if that comes to dancing or playing basketball or motivational speaking or even acting, because my dream is to act. I want to be a movie director as well. You know, I actually
Wow.
screenwrite. So I want to be the one to do that, to break the narrative that the people say, oh, you can't do this because of this, you know? So
Wow, I admire you. And I think that's, like you said, it's not just with people with physical disabilities. There's people out there with emotional issues, or like you said, they're the underdog and they just found it difficult to do anything that they want to do in life. And it's just hard for them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, right? And just go and just do things and for themselves or even try it. So I see you doing that every day when you're encouraging and just you living your life being who you are. I see that as just being phenomenal, just a phenomenal piece of encouragement by just people looking at you. So I thank you for that. And that's what I was just so captivated by you and your abilities and what you do in life. And so I know you told me earlier that you've been on a few shows. So tell me about some of the other things that you've been doing to just be that inspiration to people out there. What shows have you been on and what have you been doing?
like I said, I've been on a couple, well, a lot of radio podcasts, you know, due to COVID, of course, you know, a lot of Zoom podcasts, been on TV shows, national and international. Viceland Payday from Viceland went national and international. It's shown all around the world. Um, I started off as a drummer. I'm a drum instructor currently for a high school right now, but I started off as a drummer, and then I went. I guess you can say worldwide with the drums. I had over $500,000 worth of scholarship money once I graduated from high school. So it's like I'm kind of used to it. You know, it's like, being born in my situation, of course, you're gonna have eyes on you, but instead of, kind of bottling up and folding up or being timid, my attitude is I'm gonna give you something to watch. I'm gonna give you a show. You know, so that's me. From making you cry to making you laugh. I'm gonna do them both. You know, so that's just me. If you're watching, I'm gonna give you something to watch. So
Right.
I don't I don't pay attention to the negatives or the negative comments or, because when people talk negative about you, I just take it as you wish you was me. Whether that may be the truth or not, I'm take it that way. You just wish you was me, but I can show you how to be me if you want to. So I have a different mindset and I have a different personality. So there are a lot of things that kind of usually will bother people or kind of will get in a lot of people's head. It never make it there to me. So
Right. I love that strength. How does people get that? Are you born that way with that kind of strength, or is it something that you had to do when you were younger, like to motivate yourself, to tell yourself, like, you can't let this get you down. You've got to do this. How did you get to be the person you are as far as your strength and your courage?
well, honestly, I was blessed to be able to have a strong family, strong backgrounded family, and even stronger friends that's around me even to this day. Um, I would say, because I answer both, and I would say is really, you kind of get that early, so it's just like it's already in you. But I'm not going to say for the people that it haven't hit or who haven't been raised that way or haven't been having a strong support system that I had growing up, it's not too late. All you got to, it might be a little harder because you're older, but you have to cleanse all that negativity up out of you and all that he say about me, she say, it don't matter. So once you do that, and then you just get you a solid group of people that just really genuinely support you and won't let you take slack on yourself, because it be times that, I'm human, I get
Yeah.
lazy sometimes, I'll be like, I ain't doing this today. But then I got friends and my brothers that'll come and they'll be like, the people need it today. You got to do this today. Matter of fact, you need to do this for you today. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a different support system that I have, especially with family. Like my family is, we want to crack jokes and do all the, the roastings, and even my dad and my grandmother get involved in it too. So when you hear when you hear that growing up all your life, and when they say some things, it's like, okay, if my family who love me, take care of me, and support me can say these things about me, when somebody else say that about me, that don't even matter because they don't know me, you know. So I kind of feel like they sharpened this iron too growing up. So
Exactly. I can see that because my family is like that a lot too, So it's like I've already heard it, what you gonna
right,
say.
right. Nothing
It's
you can say that I haven't heard. And my family cut deep. So
right. Don't it's always your family, right? It's your kids, your mom, your dad. It's your
they
family,
cut you
right?
deeper than everybody. But if you know how to heal from them type of wounds, then no other cut gonna matter.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Right. Do you see yourself as having your own show one day? I don't care if it's a podcast, television show, radio show. Do you see yourself doing something like that at some point in time in your life?
I actually had my own podcast a couple years ago. I lived in Atlanta before I moved back to Texas. It was called Kicking It with Nub, and I kind of, my platform and my ideal on my show was just kind of like, come and let the people know I'm broadcasting and showcasing. Because with my fan base that I have, I feel like I want to help other people get recognized and noticed too. So I would have people like professional catering companies come, and they would talk about what they got going, and they would cook. I would have artists come. I would have actors, dancers. What else did I have up there? I think I had a real estate agent come, and he was telling about certain things. So it was just, my thing was just about come kick it, have fun, do your thing, and we really just broadcast you. It's all about you, but you kicking it, play little games. So I think I do want to bring that back eventually. I'm kind of sorting things out right now, kind of prioritizing, because my biggest problem throughout all this was just I want to do so much, and instead of just saying I want to do it, I always do it without finishing what I already started and getting further in what I already started. So now I got 7, 8, 9 different things that's incomplete that I'm trying to juggle at one time. But as of right now, I'm kind of trying to focus on those specific 1, 2, maybe 3 things. But the podcast is definitely coming back. As far as a TV show, I'm not going to even say I hope or wish, because I know it's going to happen in the future. We're going to speak positive. It's going to happen. I'm making a TV show, but most importantly, I just want to be in movies, and I want to be able to write my own movies and, show my movies and my work and my creativity to the world. So
Yeah.
I know that's going to happen. So I just got to, keep getting better, keep staying focused, and.
I know it's going to happen too, because that's just the personality you have. So you say
Thank you.
you like, you're welcome. You write. So what have you written? Have you written stage plays? What kind of things have you written?
Actually, I have. So I do, of course, skits, social media and things like that. Um, Most of the time before, maybe like a couple of years ago, maybe like a year and a half and beyond, I used to kind of just improvise all my skits. I have an idea and I know how I want it to end, and I kind of just run it. And even if I had to have people in it with me, I direct them and coach them what they got to do, what they got to say, and how to say it, and I make it work. But as of lately, I've been writing my skits, and I actually have a little mini series that I used to do maybe about a year ago, called Story Time with Nub, and it would be like real events that happen, but I would take it like to a whole nother level and exaggerate it, to the fullest. And people was enjoying it. That was just something I was just doing because I like creating, I like shooting and filming, and I like, creating nothing, making it something, and then giving it. I'm actually rebooting it in a whole nother way. I actually have a camera off a professional cameraman that's gonna shoot it. I have a professional logo now, because the logos and all the camera work, editing, camera work, I did all that myself. So now to take some of that load up off of me, I'm actually bringing it back in a whole new way. So stay tuned for that on YouTube. Stay looking out for that. That's coming back this year on YouTube. I'm gonna do a lot more on YouTube as well. I have some videos on YouTube that I'm showing people, what I'm doing, how I do it, kind of like your average day-to-day life. But I'm gonna get more back with that, even more, because I understand, even though it's regular to me, this is kind of just everyday to me. Like it's nothing, literally. But to everybody else, is interesting, or they curious, and I
Right.
feel like I need to be able to show them more. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more on YouTube, and I actually do music as well. I'm dropping my first album ever this year, called No Handout. Yes.
Oh my
I'm
God. It's
dropping that this
called
year
what
too.
now? It's no what? I gotta write this down. I gotta make sure I remember that's what?
Called No Handouts.
Okay. Oh, wow.
No handout.
When is that going to be released, Trey?
That's gonna be released late spring, early summer. We're aiming for right now. But I actually have the one of the first videos, the official videos, that's gonna drop actually either tonight or tomorrow. We haven't decided exactly yet, but that's gonna be coming really, really, really soon. That's my first actual music because I be booked. Well, I get booked in videos and do promotions for people, but for me to actually have my own song and my own video shoot, this is my first one ever, along with a lot more to come. But yeah, I've
That's
been working on my own project as far as music.
amazing. I love that. I love that. Multi-talented young man, y'all. He's not letting anything hold him back. So if you're out there listening, get up off the chair, the floor, out the cars, put that blunt down and get to work. Because if he can do it and you have aspirations to do things in your life, get up and go do it. Right? Right, Trey?
Right, exactly, exactly. And that's all
Okay,
it is to it. You just got to know.
right.
Say it again.
You just have to know what you want to do and when you want to do it and just do it, right? Oh my
Do it.
God.
Just do it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So what final words would you like to leave my listeners today, Trey, in terms of anyone that's out there? Because you're so multifaceted, you're doing so many different things, and you're so immensely talented. So I know you can speak to a lot of different things, but what would you say to some of my listeners that has aspirations to go into writing or to music, or those that have physical disabilities or limitations that they feel that's holding them back? What would you say to them?
I would say two key things that works for me, and I'm not gonna say that you know I don't want to say cliche because people hear it all the time, but these are two things that I actually live by every single day. One, you can't worry about how people feel about you. You can't. You're gonna run yourself crazy and you're gonna drive yourself miserable trying to please the world. You know, you got to please you and make the world accept you. That's all it is. To confidence in you, and the people can see it because it'll show in your work. It'll show in whatever you do, from acting to music to art. You know, it will reflect. So you can't worry about what the world gonna say about you. So as soon as you get that big part out of your head about how they gonna feel about me, what they gonna say about me, what they gonna think about me, you already in a major, major step moving forward. And then two, you just can't be afraid to fail. Like a lot of people, like, well,
Mm,
what if this don't work?
mm,
People say that all the time. People be like, what if this don't work? Well, if I do this and then this gonna happen and this gonna well, I mean, what are you doing at the moment? Nothing. It's still failing because you're not even trying. If you don't
right,
put in no work, you're still failing. You
right.
got the dream, you got the motivation, or you failing because you're not doing it. So at least I would rather fail trying so I can edit it. You can't edit a blank sheet of paper. I live by that too.
Yes,
Can't you can't revise a blank sheet of paper. So just those two. Don't worry about what people say about you and don't be afraid to fail. And everything is gonna work out. I promise it's gonna work out.
Trey, you are amazing. You are just simply amazing, and I love you. And how can people like find you or keep in touch with you or follow you on social media? I know you're on Instagram. Where else are you? How can they find you?
Yes, I'm on Instagram on all platforms. It's Trenubb, Trenubb, and I haven't told y'all what Nub actually stands for because a lot of people call me Nub as well. Nub stands for never underestimate before belief. Believe in yourself before you doubt yourself. So yeah, so it's
I
Trenubb on
love
every
it.
social media.
So you guys got it.
Um,
Trenubb on all platforms: Instagram,
on all
TikTok, Facebook,
TikTok, YouTube,
YouTube.
Facebook. Yep,
Follow him.
Google,
Yes. Y'all go ahead and
every.
Google him and follow him on IGs, all the social medias. You guys know what y'all be looking at, TikTok and all of that. So yeah, Trey, you are phenomenal. Really,
Right.
truly you are. And thank you so much for coming by and talking with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.